Thank you all very much. First, I'd just like to thank God for this countless blessing, and it's a great honor. I'd also like to thank the committee for selecting me, and I'd like to thank them tonight for their efforts. This banquet's just unbelievable. I mean, the food was great. We were talking about that up here, and I'm just very honored, and I congratulate my inductees. It's just an honor to be recognized with you all. As you know, Barry was not only the baseball coach, but he was also here at Clarion, the speech communication professor. And it's a time like this that I probably should have maybe taken one of your classes, because I'm not very high on public speaking, but if you'll bear with me, I'll do the best I can. When I came to Clarion, I wanted to get a degree in business administration, and thank God somehow that got accomplished. The other part of me was hoping to get a chance to play ball. And when I came here, it was summer orientation. I was excited for the opportunity to play. And Barry went through, I went in with my mom and dad, and Barry went in and sat down, covered, the foundation that he and Rich had to build a successful program here at Clarion, and the things that they were looking for, and he went through the tryout process. And, he just made everything sound really great. And I was just really excited when I left. And there was a few things, though, that were a little bit less appealing that he really didn't mention when we were there. When we got started, he just said about the walk. Like, he told us to get down and check out the stadium. He says, get down and check out the facilities and everything. So when I left with my mom and dad, we were looking around town, everything. It was real quick. You were there, boom, you were down. Well, then it turns out, I come up in the fall. We get all set up for tryouts. We start walking. I mean, when you leave the campus to go to Memorial Stadium, I mean, that's a hike down there, And I think that's part of the conditioning factor between the baseball and the football programs. I think the coaches use that a little bit. And the other thing, which I think we all experienced here this evening with the weather, wow, the weather can change. And the big thing that I can remember, and those gentlemen back there can attest to it, are the winter practices. We were talking about that earlier. The teams down south that play baseball, wow. I mean, they got it made. January, February. They're out, they're playing, they're ready to go. Ron made the statement tonight that they always like to see the teams from the north come down because they know you're not ready to play. But just a couple things there real quick was the fact that, when you woke up in the morning, it was 6 a.m. at Tippin Gymnasium. The wrestling team, the basketball team, they all had the gym in the evening. So our time to practice, coaches had us set up for 6 a.m. I mean, when you opened those dorm doors, and that's usually it was freezing cold, or you never knew if you had snow, and then you'd go into the gym and you'd be freezing, and you'd go in there and Barry would be smacking ground balls at you, and your hands would be tingling, and Rich would come up behind you because he was always trying to give you your technique and your pointers. He'd say, wow, Cary, he said, you really got a good arm, you got good things here to work with. He says, but you got to have more finesse. You got to loosen up. And I'm thinking, Coach, if I could just get warm, I'd be fine, But anyway, that was just a couple things there. I've been very blessed to have some really just super coaches during my playing days. At high school, just a couple gentlemen I'd like to recognize: Gary Wagerman, Dan England. Also through my summer leagues, Barry had mentioned, the coaching of Ira Gilkey and Sam Zambonini really helped me out to get me going. But the things that Barry and Rich were able to teach me were invaluable. And looking back, I can't tell you enough how very instrumental during my college years that these gentlemen were to me. A lot of the things, as far as, they always stressed the fundamentals. Barry was just really big on fundamentals, as we all know, and it was just one of the things that they just kept stressing to us all the time. The other thing was that they always encouraged us, to always expect more of ourselves and to sacrifice for the betterment of the team. Always put the team first. And, of course, to believe in one another. But probably the most important thing that I always took from them was they always wanted you to enjoy the game. They always felt that as long as you enjoyed it and you were just out there and you were thankful to do it, that you were just going to put forth your best effort. And to always appreciate the game of baseball. And like I said, I was just very appreciative of that. Those lessons were and have been very beneficial to me on and off the field. And now with my son, they're even more significant. So I'm just really thankful for that. Anyway, after those tryouts, as Barry said, my freshman year, when spring rolled around, I was blessed to be in the lineup that spring, and things really began to fall into place for me. Over my 4 years at Clarion, I've been very blessed to play with so many special and talented teammates. It's just a real pleasure for me. And some of those gentlemen are here this evening, and I'm very thankful they're here. We went through the ups and downs like most do, but what I remember most is the concern that we all had for one another. And it's through God's grace tonight and the efforts of those guys and the coaching of Barry and Rich, that I stand here tonight very humbled. Each one of them are a part of this here this evening for me. And I thank you all very much for that. Also, as I stand here tonight, the other reason that I am here is because of my family. And I'd like to recognize them now. I have the best mom in the world. Her name is Sarah. She's a true inspiration to me. Mom, could you stand up, please? I never played in a dirty uniform. Never. She'd stay up. We worked on we had a farm, we had a big family. I never played in a dirty uniform. I would come home and their supper would be there and she'd heat it up. When you get married and you have a son or child, as we all know, those things you just can't, I can never thank her enough. And I just really appreciate the fact that she's my mother, and I'm just very blessed to have her. I'd also like to thank Bill, my stepfather, for coming this evening. And, the rest of my siblings, my brother Kurt, just a great brother and a real role model to me. His wife Jane, our saint, Joyce. She's the one for the whole family. She just keeps us all together. She's like a second mom, not only to me but to all the grandkids. And it's just a blessing for her. She's an angel. And I'd also like to recognize Tom, her husband, my sister Fran. Now we call Fran, she's the glue of our family. She keeps us all together. Every Sunday we always try to get together. We go to Fran's house. She always keeps that family atmosphere. And that kind of helped translate into baseball and just being the family, the way it was. Her husband, Mike, I have to also thank Mike and Tom real quickly for a lot of times they would run me up here from Bedford, which is about 3 hours, and they'd just, no problem if I had to stay a weekend. And didn't get a lot of weekends because, in fall we helped out with the football program to, try to raise some money and so forth for the baseball program. But on weekends I could get down. I remember they did run me up a lot, and I'm very appreciative of that. And my sister Shar, I call her my protector, because when I was little, when I was getting a little bit of trouble, she would always step in between mom and dad and help me out there. Chuck, her husband, was unable to come, but they're all very special people to me. They're amazing. They've always supported me over the years, and I just can't thank them enough. Just to close, finally, I'd just like to thank my wife Molly. Unfortunately, guys, she's the best teammate I've ever had. And I got a boy. He's my buddy. And I'm just thankful to be his dad. I lost my dad in '94. I apologize, okay? But he was an incredible man, and I wish he would be here this evening. But I thank you all. I thank the committee, and God bless you. Thank you so much.